So this is the next video in our meal planning and prep series. So I've gone grocery shopping. The first one I made my list and my meal plan, and so now I've gone grocery shopping, I've gotten everything that I need, and now it's time to actually do the prep part. So I have two different styles of prep. My husband's a construction worker, and so he's laid off in the winter and he works in the summer. When he works in the summer, he's gone about 80 hours a week and sometimes has Sundays off. So during the winter, when he's around, I use him. So I don't dedicate a few hours of getting everything I need for the week ready. I do it throughout the week a little bit at a time, and that's what this video is going to be geared towards. I'm going to do another one when he goes back to work to show you how I do it when I do everything all at once. So if you don't have a big block of time to dedicate to meal prep, then budget it into your, kind of plan it into as you're cooking. So for example, if you know you're making something like pasta primavera that has a ton of veggies in it, you're already cutting up veggies, so just cut up all of your veggies for the week when you're cutting up veggies for that dish. If you are already planning on making a big breakfast for your family on Saturday and you know you're going to make waffles, triple the recipe and make extra waffles and freeze them so that you have them for breakfast options when you don't have the time during the week. Things like that. If you know that you want to have guacamole with tacos, just make a huge batch of it so that you can have it as a snack to eat with veggie sticks or something throughout the week. Things like that. So that's kind of what I'm going to talk about today. This meal prep is going to be combined with my freezer prep because I'm getting close to having this baby, and so my meal planning is kind of working also towards building up my freezer. So that's what I'm working on right now. Tonight we're going to have Sloppy Joes for dinner. I'm making 4 pounds of Sloppy Joes, and I'm going to freeze 2 1-pound bags of it in the freezer, and then I'll keep the rest out for us to eat tonight and then maybe throughout the week for lunches. So that's going over there. First thing I like to do, I don't like to do a bunch of dishes and I don't like to do things over, so I always start by cutting up all of my fruits and veggies first. I just rinse in between the fruits and veggies and then I go to the meat so I don't have to wash my cutting board and my knife a bunch of times. So on my meal plan this week, I have Sloppy Joes, sausage and sauerkraut, King Ranch casserole, chalupa, spicy chicken wraps, and herb slow cooker chicken. So, and then for my lunches, I've got cut up veggies, cheese and cucumbers, cottage cheese and tomatoes, turkey meatballs, and sandwiches. Turkey meatballs are already made. They're in the freezer, so I don't have to worry about those. So I'm going to start with my veggies first. I have my lettuce here. This lettuce is going to be used for both the spicy chicken wraps and then for chalupa. We eat our chalupa on a bed of lettuce. So I like to wash all of my lettuce that I'm going to need. I start with this because it dries. I'm going to put it right on my dish bag. A tip I learned from someone at a restaurant is to always tear your lettuce, don't cut it, because then it will last longer. Alright, so while that's drying, I'm going to cut up the rest of my veggies. Throw this away. The only other veggies I have to cut up are carrots and cucumbers. I already have celery. Celery is also another one that I like. I have a ton of it left from last week, so I didn't need to buy it or cut it up. I buy my carrots in a big bag like this. I don't like baby carrots. They say that baby carrots are just chewed up ugly carrots, and then they kind of soak them in chemicals to make them orange and pretty. So I don't like baby carrots, but I'll do my carrots. And the way I do the carrots is I wash them all, and then I will peel them all, and then I chop them all up into sticks. Okay, I'm not going to do the whole bag just because we're doing the video. Normally I would do the whole bag. I'll go back and get it. Just chop off the ends, that side, and I'll chop off these ends. And then I cut them into sticks. And then if I want it for soups or chicken fried rice or something, then I just grab a handful of sticks and I'll chop them up. Now, if Brian was working, I would actually figure out if I was using carrots for a meal, which this week I'm not, I don't think. And I would dice what I needed. Because when Brian's working, just Jack and I, and this summer it'll be me and a newborn. So I don't have time to be cutting up vegetables because, you know, toddler life and newborn life. So if I have somebody to watch kiddos, then I take advantage and get all of that stuff done so I can just get it all together. I'm also, after this group, we'll be doing a free meal prep group for stocking your freezer. So if you have a big event like having a baby coming up, it's nice to stock your freezer. And I just keep a big tray like this of vegetables. I already have all my celery in here, and all I needed was carrots. I have some bell pepper. I normally would have cut up bell pepper too, but it wasn't on sale. It was $2 a pepper. So I'll wait till it goes back to the 4 for $5 deal. Now I need to do my cucumbers. I just washed them. I don't even peel them anymore. I don't really feel like I need to. So I cut off the ends and I just slice them. My favorite thing to do with cucumbers is to make Lunchables. So with lunch meat, sliced up cheese, and salsa on top. And the cucumber replaces the carrots. And I like to store my cucumbers in a separate dish than the other veggies because they've got more water in them. And so I've noticed when I store them in the same dish as the other veggies, it makes the other ones soggy. So I don't want soggy cucumbers. I keep them separate. So I have my veggie snacks for the week. I have carrots, cucumber, celery, and then leftover snow peas and bell pepper from last week. Okay, so I'm done with my veggies. This week's fruit that was on sale is all not stuff that needed prepping. I got bananas. Well, I am going to prep my bananas actually. I got pears, apples, and blueberries. So Jack, believe it or not, eats the apples whole, and the pears whole, and the bananas whole. Obviously blueberries, but so I don't have to cut anything up. But if I had like gotten a pineapple or watermelon or something like that, I would cut it up at this time, unless it wasn't ripe all the way. That happens sometimes. I'll plan my fruit that way. So if you can see, I'm gonna move over here. Bananas were on sale this week, so I got a ton of them. These are my old bananas from last week. And then these are my new bananas. And you might not believe it, but we will go through these bananas. And if we don't, then I'll make banana bread or I'll put them in my freezer. But we do a smoothie every day, both my husband and I and Jack. And so we always put bananas in it. So what I'll do with these bananas, I might not do all of them, but I'm just gonna peel them all, cut them in half, then put them on a cookie sheet and freeze them. And then once they're frozen, I will transfer them to a Ziploc storage bag. And you can do that with a lot of things. You can use that method for waffles, pancakes, muffins, anything like that. I do my meatballs that way, chicken nuggets, anything that you want frozen but you don't want to have to thaw the entire thing. Freeze it individually like that on a cookie sheet and then pull it out of the freezer and put it in a Ziploc bag, and that way you can just grab one at a time instead of all of them. Okay, so I have all my bananas peeled. Let me grab my cookie sheet. I'm just going to cut them in half because I do a half a banana per smoothie. The first time I froze bananas, I just put the whole bunch in there, not peeled. And that didn't work. I had to throw them all away because I couldn't get the peel off. Duh, I can't believe I didn't think about that. Okay, so I've got all my bananas on the tray so that they can be frozen individually. They'll look brown when you get them out of the freezer if you let them thaw. That's okay. You can still use them. So now I'm done with fruits and veggies. Now I can move on to, oh, I do have all my avocados. So I like to leave my avocados whole unless I'm making guacamole. But the way I use avocados is I just will slice it up at breakfast and eat it with my eggs. Or I'll slice it up at the time I'm going to make a sandwich, because avocados brown really fast and they don't keep very long. So I keep them whole for as long as possible unless I have a plan for it, like I want guacamole. So anyway, I'm done with fruits and veggies. Now I'm moving on to my cheese. So I'm going to rinse my cutting board off. And I just rinse it. I don't even really wash it. Just rinse it and then I wipe it with a paper towel. Because I'm really lazy. I don't want to be doing a bunch of dishes, especially when I have more work to do. I always buy chunk cheese. I don't buy pre-sliced or shredded cheese. I always shred my own. I just think it tastes fresher. And again, on the pre-shredded cheese, they put stuff on it. So this is leftover cheese. And I just cut it into slices to use for my cucumber Lunchable snack. I'll use it on in eggs. Not always. I don't like to use a lot of cheese throughout the day. I mean, I would love to, but we don't need as much cheese as what I would like to eat. So I just slice it up like that. I think I'm only going to slice half of this, and then I will shred the other half. Because this should be enough cheese slices for the week. Because I also don't do the cheese slices every day as much as I would like to. Alright, so it's enough sliced cheese. I have sliced cheese. That's plenty for lunches for the week. And the rest of the cheese I'll put away. I would shred it right now, but it's nap time and I'm not waking up Jack. So it's going to go in a Tupperware and I'll have to shred it when he wakes up. Okay, so there's my cheese. So cheese is done. Now on to meat. So the meat that I need for this week, I've got my pork roast, that's in the freezer. And then I need chicken. So I'm going to keep out the chicken that I need for the week and then freeze the rest. Chicken was on sale this week, so I bought 2 packages. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have 13 breasts. So I'm going to figure out what I need. I'm going to do 2 breasts for the herb chicken. I'll do 2 breasts for the chicken wraps. And I'll do 2 breasts for the King Ranch casserole. So 2, 4, 6. So I need 6 breasts left out. The rest I'm going to freeze. I usually only use 1 breast per meal for our family of 3. Granted, I know one of the people in our family is a baby, but he eats like a grown man, so it's really a family of 3. But the meals I like to make, I like to stretch the meat, so more veggies, less meat. So 1, 2, or let's count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so that chicken I'm leaving out for the rest, for my meals. Now if I was doing this while Brian was working, I would go ahead and throw all of my meals together right now and put them in Ziploc baggies so that when it came to making dinner, I wouldn't have to do anything other than just throw it in the pan or the crock pot or whatever it was that I was doing. I know that I didn't plan all of this chicken in my meal plan, and one of my tips is specifically don't buy don't buy something that's not on your list. But I know that I'm going to be using chicken in the future, and so it is on my list, and because it was on sale, I decided to take advantage. Normally I would recommend to date this, but I've always dated things, but I don't really need to because we go through them so fast that I don't have to worry about it. Alright, so I got them all in. Now I'm going to wash my hands. But if you want to date, you should, if you don't think that you're going to go through it fast enough. But I bet this chicken will be gone within the month. And meat will last for up to a year in the freezer. So, if I was you, I wouldn't worry about it. And also, before I do my grocery list, I always check my freezer to see what meat I already have. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 chicken breasts that I can freeze, which equals about 8 meals. I almost forgot with my lettuce, since it's now dry, I take it and I put it in a Ziploc bag in between layers of paper towel. Lettuce in the refrigerator. So that's my meal prep that I'm doing for today. Got everything ready for the week and everything ready for the dinners I'm going to be making, and my lunches are set. If you have any questions, go ahead and post